And hello. I'm Chris Angel, and welcome back to another one of my Animal Crossing videos. And today we're going to look at my island of Jolie Isle. And this is my bunny-themed island. It's going to look a little strange because there is snow on the ground, and we aren't meant to have snow on the ground for this particular island. So it's going to look a little strange, but I will show you around. And we can see, and I also opened up the hotel on this island. So I have two of these to go through. I'm really tempted to kind of start over on one. Not start over, because starting over, oh my gosh, you just got too much stuff to do. If I do redo an island, it will probably be my other Christmas themed island. I might have Resetti take a lot of the things out and then just kind of redo a Christmas themed island. But this island I've had for several years. I had redone my island once. My original island was gone. I was kind of sorry for redoing that. But when I restarted, this one is it. And I've had this island for many years now. So this island, I do have a lot of things. So, all right. I think they've said we have someone at the campsite, which is interesting. We can check it out. I worked on this island mostly. I had part of it done, and my husband and I took a very long road trip, and we drove from South Florida all the way up to New York, and that's a very long car ride. I do not like to fly. So we drove in the car, and we took our time and really had a good time. I really loved it, and seeing a lot of the countryside and all that. But there's only so much you could look at a time, so I did most of this island on that trip. I had plenty of hours to do it, so that's what we did. Okay, so this is my island of Jolie Isle. Forgive me if I lose my way around a little bit. As you can see, it's really meant to be set during springtime, so it looks a little odd with the snow on the ground. But it is decorated. I might get lost a little bit around here. I think I have Resetti's thing in my pocket, to be honest, right now. Okay. Go away. Do I still have it in my pocket? I never did use it because, as I said, no, it's gone. Okay, because I couldn't. Where is it? Yeah, I could not figure out how to get rid of the cockroaches in this house, because my understanding was that he would get rid of the cockroaches for you, but I couldn't figure out how to trigger that without resetting part of the island, and I didn't want to reset any of the island. So I guess if you don't use it for a day, they take it out of your pocket and give it to Isabel. So that's actually what happened there, is I just never wound up using it. So it went back to Isabel. So here's my house in this one. And you can see a little bit. Oh! And there's my new puppy. That is my new puppy, who is a little bit of a barker. Okay, sweetheart. She just hears something outside, so sorry. Come here, sweetheart. Come on. It's okay. Nobody's out there. Sorry about that. All right, so here's off to the side room. This is my wedding-themed room. So I love the green, the garden, very pretty. And since I didn't want it to look exactly like a wedding, I figured the green was very pretty for my little fancy dining room. So that is that room. And by the way, I just killed the cockroaches myself. It's a little bit of a pain in the neck. I figured, yeah, I get the free service. Might as well kill the cockroaches. All right, my back room. Just a little variety of everything. I am not the best at decorating, so all I wanted to do was just have stuff. A Happy Home Academy was happy. They complain that my stuff doesn't match, but I still have an S tier, so hey, good enough for me. I don't care. I don't even know. Can you get S plus, or is it just S? I don't remember. And I don't care. I throw out all of my letters. But this room I actually am kind of proud of. My friend did it with me, meaning that he didn't do it with me, but he watched me do it. And and so I was able to get a lot of input from him. I always liked this little trick of putting a gyroid in the tub. It does look really cool when you do that. The toilets, I think, are so cool. I discovered how you can actually use the toilet and you can actually poop. When I was on a dream island once and I happened to eat a bunch of their fruit and sat on a toilet. It was totally all by accident, but it was kind of fun. All right, so that is my bathroom. So we've seen all the main floor rooms. Let's go up to the top floor. And here is my bedroom up here. Yeah, kind of like what I did with this room. And I realized I forgot to show everybody the map, so I'll pull the map up and let you see who my villagers are. I actually have a few villagers that I don't think are very popular, but I like them. Oh dear. Excuse me a moment. I wish I could pause this. My daughter's calling. There we go. Okay, so, and then this is my basement, which is like a rumpage, rumpage? Is that the word? Rummage room or rump room or whatever they call it. Just a bunch of junk. Just a bunch of junk that I put around here. And you know what was funny when I came down here yesterday? I think the cockroach was stuck between something and I couldn't get in there to smash him, so I had to pop out of the room and back in. What a pain in the neck. But that's my downstairs room. So as I said, I'm not the best at decorating, but hey, Happy Home Academy takes it. All right, so now that we're going to exit the house, I will go ahead and show the map. All right, let's show the map here. So there is me, there's Eugene, who I think, if I remember correctly, was my campsite villager on this one. Lyman, who is my very favorite because the very first time I ever played Animal Crossing, he was my first villager, and you do tend to fall in love with who you first have. And so that was mine. And if you notice on the map, you can see I made him his own island. Now, in my original Animal Crossing, I had his island in the back, which I think was actually prettier. It's not quite as pretty as on this island as I think it was on my original, but since I built my neighborhood back there, it would take a lot of redoing to redo that. Maybe one day I will, you know, if I get bored. Eric, who was my original first Lazy, and Opal, who was my original first, not Smug, the Snooty. I really like Opal. Celia was my daughter's, I don't know if she was her first normal, but she was a normal that my daughter had. And back before you could get their original rooms by just asking Isabel, she wanted her real room and not her starter room. So she let her go to boxes. I took her to my island and held her, and then my daughter came and got her back. But while she was with me, I liked her a lot, so I looked for an opportunity to pick up Celia when I could. Chrissy, who I think she was not my original Peppy. My original Peppy was Carmen, and she got on my nerves. The Peppy language got on my nerve a lot. But I'm kind of over that, and I wound up getting Chrissy at some point, and it's the exact same language, but for some reason, I kind of got over that dislike of their language. A Shep, who I had in my pocket camp and wound up liking him. Etoile, which was one of the Sanrio ones, and my daughter had bought the amiibo cards, so she let me have that amiibo, and I wound up getting Etoile as a result. Cookie, who she's just really cute, and Chief. I'm going to have to redo Chief's house because I don't like Chief's house. But that is my lineup of villagers. So here we go. All right, so off of my house, which as you saw on the map is, I forget where it is, but I know it was quite a ways. Let me turn the map to is this always off, always on, and off while moving? There we go. We'll keep it like that. So as you can see, where my house, whoops, I didn't mean to open that back up. Goodness gracious. I'm kind of in the middle of the island. So there's stuff behind me and stuff ahead of me. And so where do we head first? Let's head up to the airport. But to get to the, okay, no, let's head up to the airport. That's what the original plan was. So let's do that. All right, paying attention to any of the stuff here while we make our way to the airport. Where is the airport on this one? We're getting there. Okay. Did I go too far? Yes, I did. Okay. Who in the world is that? Oh, okay. I have another tourist. It really is cool to see. Oh, there's my airport. Okay, here we are. So here we are. Let's pretend that we are just arriving. Yeah, it really is cool to see a lot of the tourists walking around and seeing animals walk around on your island. It does make it come alive. So as I said, this is my bunny-themed island, and there is a lot of bunny day stuff because, of course, a lot of that is bunny-shaped. But it's not really meant to be a bunny day island. It's meant to be a bunny-themed island. Oh, all my villagers, I only have one bunny. But my goal was to be able to see a rabbit no matter where you're standing. And I think for most of this island, that is possible. There's probably a few spots where it's not. But the first thing I had redone when I redid a lot of things was the entrance here. It's funny. I'm going to be anxious to try Rossetti on one of these islands because tearing it down took almost as long as building it back up. So this one I think I do have on real time. So we are in January, and it is a Saturday. So here we are. Who is this? Is this Lyman? And he calls me gorgeous. I'm sorry, because sometimes my ego needs that. Okay, well, that's a redo of some dialogue, isn't it? So here is my entrance, and again, here's a rabbit here. So I really tried to make it so no matter where you stood, you would see a rabbit. So we see a rabbit here as well, and here. The first thing I redid on this, I think, was the entrance, and then this area right here, and I wound up being really proud of this. I don't know what it is. A courtyard, just someplace to sit, build some waterfalls. I don't know. And as I said, I love surprise boxes. I also love the peach surprise box, which I think is cool as anything. And so here's a rabbit here. And this company code I thought was really pretty. So yeah, it looks odd because there is snow on the ground. Sure. I wish I could pause this. If any of you are used to doing this, if any of you are used to doing that, let me know if you can pause on these. Let me go salt the soup. My husband is making soup. Okay, we've salted the soup. Sorry about that. If anybody who's used to using a capture card, please tell me if we can pause so that I don't have to make you wait. Again, I'm not the best at decorating, but I tried to use a section where I have all the mermaid things, and then up here we have kind of a garden. Now I used to have Pashmina living down here, but I think it is Cookie at this point. Have I blocked the door? Yeah, I have. Okay, so we'll just knock on the door. She's not here, but let's see. Yeah, it is Cookie. Okay. But yeah, we have a garden. Now on this island, as I said, this island is older than my Christmas one. So on this one, I did unlock the cooking, and I absolutely hated it. I hardly ever do it. I really, really don't like doing it. And I think I explained in my last video. I'm a really, really, really picky eater, and a lot of the recipes and the things that they have to cook in this look disgusting to me. Ugh, that's gross. So, how do y'all feel about it? Because that is really quite the unpopular opinion. Most people really, really do like the cooking. I hate it. Even the, I might like the bread. I do like bread. I'm not that weird. I do like bread. But there we go. All right, and then over here we have a little little block. I don't know what I made here, but just something. A little desert area. Oh, can I get by there? Yes, I can. Gotta pick up all these weeds. This is what happens when you don't play your game for a while. You wind up with a bunch of weeds. That one I don't think I can get to. Okay, well that weed will stay. No problem. And then I also did just a shell area. Do weeds grow in the beach, or did I actually plant these originally? I honestly don't remember. It's been a while since I played this island. Okay, and so I did do a rock garden here as well. That's okay. And again, you know, my goal is to, you know what? No, if we go back here, I think this is one of the areas where you don't see a... Oh, yes, you can see rabbits. Okay, I thought maybe you couldn't see rabbits from here. I really did try to put rabbits everywhere. Oh, the 2 o'clock music, yeah. My family, we all hate the 2 o'clock music on here. Oh, yeah, we can see the rabbit just in the corner there. Here, maybe we can't see a rabbit here. Okay, so as I said, there are a few places where you can't see a rabbit, but most of the time you can. So there we go. All right, and here's my nooks. And I made this little shopping cart area, a phone booth if you need it. You know, you can sit in this. You can sit in the pet bed, which I always thought was kind of cool. Something else that I put over here, this was an idea I got from my daughter, and I still to this day think that my daughter made one of the prettiest Animal Crossing islands I've ever seen. But she had the shower here with a little bit of tile flooring underneath it. And I always loved hers. I maybe I'm biased, but yeah, I really think that her island is one of the most beautiful I've ever seen. Yeah, so I guess a couple places down here we can't see a rabbit. So what's funny is on this side, my piers on this side are my dock. And so it's a little bit odd for me because in the Nintendo demonstration it was on the right, and on my other island it's on the right. So this side it's on the left. All right, so onward with the tour. Again, we have my my rock garden here, and we've seen nooks, and we've seen the garbage area, and I think we saw kind of this desert area that I built. Then a transition area. I made a teddy bear picnic. And I saw this on a couple places, like you could put a little fishing spot. But I saw this on a Dream Island once where they had the covered wagon and a horse in front of it. And I always thought that was really, really, really cool looking. So I kind of borrowed that trend. So I actually love visiting islands for Dream Islands because you get so much inspiration from them. Then I made a music area, and again, not one of my people ever come back to this section, which really does make me sad that, you know, they just don't come back here. Rabbits, and same thing here. I made a seating area where we can watch television. Rabbits. I know people were traumatized by Bunny Day in the first when it first came out. I did not have the game when it first came out, so I was not traumatized by Bunny Day. I wound up actually kind of liking it, but my daughter, we can't even say Bunny Day to her without her being traumatized. I made a little store back here. And then up here, I made a camping area. And this is also where I put my campsite. Oh, that's right. Isabel did tell us we have a campsite villager. I've never been excited by campsite villagers. I don't think once I've ever gotten a campsite villager that I wanted to keep. So I don't think we'll get that this time either. But let's take a peek, just for fun, to see who we have. Hello. Yeah. You're okay. Not thrilled with you. It's not that I hate them. It's just, yeah, I don't have any desire to keep this campsite villager, so no problem. All right. Okay, so that is my campsite. Now, I did something. My secret beach. I don't think I showed my secret beach. I did something that I absolutely love here that I'm going to show off. And I wanted to do a land bridge, but it was kind of bunny way, I guess. But before we go that way, let's show, this is my garden on this one. I really was happy with how the garden wound up on this particular island. Now, I don't like the roses. I do like a mix of flowers, so you can see I have a lot of the types, but I do not like the roses. I don't think the roses are very pretty in this game at all. Just kind of ugly. Oh, I lied. I do have roses. I think I have the gold ones and a couple of the black ones, but I don't have a whole lot of them. But yeah, I really liked the way my flower garden came out. I think, oh wow, I have an orange one too. I didn't even realize. Captain wanted me to build something with rose petals. You know what? I guess I did have some roses on here. I really didn't think I had that many. It's not my favorite flower. Maybe I'm thinking of the other island, but I'm getting confused. That could be. Definitely could be. Alright, but in here is where I made a flower shop. The flower shop right in here. I've always been amused by going up and interacting with things on this game. I just really enjoy that sort of thing. Alright, so here is where I made my bunny way. So it's kind of a land bridge with all bunnies. And if you're wondering, yes I do, I have a pet bunny. Haha. And so this is back where our campsite was. And then this is one of two ways to get into my neighborhood. This is kind of our back way in. Where I have 5 houses and everything. Eric's house. Eric's house, I liked the original starter house that they had. So when I had the opportunity to redo his house, I took out the snow scene and everything and I made it back into more of a cabin. Although Eric, you know, he loves his snacks and he loves his food, so he definitely has food. And I made food that I thought he would actually eat, like pancakes. And I love that trend that people had made with making a window out of your back, out of the back wall. I always thought that was very pretty. Oh, she's cooking. Darn it. That's the other reason. Ugh, that looks disgusting. Remember when I first started playing this game, I thought that you had to do the things that they gave you. I think Pashmina had given me something, so she couldn't wait to see me make it, so I made it and I brought it to her. It's like, oh, this is nice. And so I think this is Opal's house, is it? Or is it? I don't know whose house this is. I guess we'll see. Yeah, Opal. And that's where I learned that this is probably one of my favorite KK songs. But yeah, Opal's one of my favorite characters. Do. I used to think it was so tough to get all these Nook Miles, and I finally got some. Just took a long time. Alright, so is this Celia's house? I don't think Celia is home. But yeah, Celia, I always thought she was such a pretty bird. So I tried to make a cul-de-sac up here. As I said, I love it. It's always very, very cool. What am I doing? I keep feeling it vibrate like I'm running into something back there. Couldn't figure it out. Okay, so now we've seen the this is my Lyman Island. Is Lyman Island? Can't even tell. I don't think so. I don't think I see smoke here, but I'll check. So yeah, this is Lyman's house. He has his own island, but as I said, I thought it was prettier when I made it on my original island. Yeah, he's not home. Okay. Alright, and again, I really don't know what this is. Oh, there's Celia. I really don't know what it is. I just kind of built. Since I do have a museum nearby, I figured I could put some statues, and just do something fun. And again, another little bunny walkway here. Now, I do have a sense of humor. For anybody who knows me, I am in the medical field, and I work right now as a surgical technologist, and I'm in nursing school at the present time with my goal to work in the operating room as a circulating nurse, hopefully in colorectal, because that actually is my favorite specialty. But I had to have a little bit of fun. So as you can see, I have I think it's called the Motherly statue, and of course I had to put the copra light under her. Of course I did. So here's my museum area. I think I have most of the museum, but it is not completed, but I do have most of it. I think I'm gonna have to go back and figure out what it is I'm missing. Hopefully nothing too tough. All right, and then I made food. Yeah, I did. That's what I was just showing off. And so this, I tried to make this like a relaxing area, a little spa area. And again, none of the animals ever come back here, which kind of, breaks my heart. Now, something that I tried to do, I've seen a lot of people do some absolutely beautiful terraforming, and I tried to make something pretty back here, and I'm kind of proud of how it turned out. So you can kind of see the trees and everything. It does look better in the spring, I will tell you. So I tried to make that a little island. We can get to it from up here as well. Oh my goodness, I never realized how much noise that thing makes until I went by and said, what the heck is that? Is that the wind? What is that making so much noise? So here. Alarm. And I tried to make it accessible and pretty easy to get to wherever you are. Lots of weeds around me, don't you? Little abandoned area here. We're back over to this area. Did I make it so I can jump to that? No, I didn't. Okay, we'll have to go around the hard way. No problem, we can do that. And I put a lighthouse over here, a couple of fishing areas. I kind of like the way I made this peninsula. Again, it looks so much nicer in the springtime. Another little teddy bear. Here, this is just to the right of my resident services. I made like that's my entrance, of course. I made a little transition area into a smoothie shop, or a smoothie and ice cream shop. Kind of happy with the way that turned out. Hello. You don't live here. How are you? Hey there, kid. You're a resident here, yeah? The name's Angus. Thought I'd visit your island for a little spell, you know? Don't plan on staying long, but I'm looking forward to taking in the sights, Macno. It really is nice to see all that. Another picnic area. And again, the peninsula. I really wound up getting very, very happy. Try this already. Go up the back way. You can go up the back way or the front way. Here I have a little post office. It's funny because my post office is in almost the exact same area on the other island. Little observation area. I'm jealous of people who can make beautiful, beautiful islands. And I would love to be able to try something with a body of water. All right, and here's my Abels. And this is just the front area, but this is my Abels. And of course, we have to have a little sewing area. And then I made a little art area. I'm also a painter, by the way. And so having a nice little art area. And another little language. My house in the back. I'm always afraid somebody will fall off, so I have to put railings. Of course I do. A little dog. Here's Eugene's house. And then a few other things up here. I think there's a few other houses up here. I don't remember who lives here either. Chief! I gotta redo his house. Really hate his house. There he is. Hello, Chief. I'm tired from just watching how busy you are. Beautiful, as I said. My ego is, I am not a beautiful person at all, so, you know. I have to do that for my ego. There's Eugene. Little fishing spot here. Some flowers. And we're back up to the front of my island. So yes, my island of Jolie Isle. I hope you liked it. And if you'd like to see some more gameplay or have any other suggestions, feel free to offer them. For now, thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.